Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. We are from Group 5 and today we would like to present a forum with a topic that we have been a lot of talk among our force in our country. This topic has a sensitive topic because it touches a little bit about human rights and equality in our country. Yes, it is what you think it is. It is about gender equality. The topic that we will be talking today is about gender equality. But before we give it a lot more talk about this topic, we would like to introduce about ourselves first. So, providing as moderator today is me. My name is Wahab Al-Ghazali 22000166. And accompany with me with my other three panels. Our first panel is Muhammad Syamil. Please introduce yourself.
So, for information, I am Prof. Emeritus Dr. Muhammad Syamil Arizuddin, and I represent from the United Nations delegation. So today I'm very proud of myself because I have the opportunity to be speak about the gender equality.
Thank you, Syamil. And second, I would like to invite our second panel, which is Dr. Shikelo. Please introduce yourself, Doctor.
Hi everyone, I'm Shikelo 2200197 and I'm so glad that I can take these opportunities to talk to everyone about this topic. Back to our moderator.
Thank you, Doctor. And last but not least, our third panel, which is our friends also from UPNM, Miss Nur Shakila. Please introduce yourself.
Okay, thank you, moderator. My name is Nur Shakila Mariani binti Kamardin, 2200203. Thank you for inviting me to join this forum.
Thank you, Miss Shakila. So before we go in more detail about our topic today, let us start our forum with introduction. So I would like to forward a question to our first panel, Dr. Syamil. In your opinion, what is the true gender equality and why do we need it in our society nowadays? Please, Doctor.
Okay, thank you, Sir Moderator. So, for your informations, according to the United Nations, gender equality actually means that all gender are free to pursue whatever career, lifestyle choice, and abilities they want without discriminations. Their right, opportunities, and access to society are not different based on their gender, because gender equality does not necessarily mean that everyone is treated exactly the same. Their difference and dream are valued equally. Gender equity is often discussed at the same time as gender equality for these reasons. Since society has a favor men for so long, men have many advantages. So equity fills in the gap so everyone else can catch up to men. It addresses the discriminations and imbalance in society so that equality can become a reality. To conclude, gender equality means it's like the definition of fair, which is where we put something in its place and don't overdo it. So why we need the gender equality is because to ensure all no gender is discriminated against and persecuted because of their gender status. If we look and study, the current situation is actually the gender that is always discriminated is women, because we have to instill a mindset where women are weak, raised, and limited in doing things. So this is why, according to a report released by the Ministry of Family Development, Women and Communities in the Workplace, 1/20 of women have received threats of discrimination from male colleagues, such as a poor treatment for them, lower wage than men, and always been marginalized to get a place in the highest position of the company. So this situation has put traumatized women of phobia to work and venture into professional fields. For example, in 2021, a decrease of 20% of women workers in important industry in Malaysia. Therefore, this is why the current situation, we need a state of gender equality, because this situation is actually a platform to encourage women to get more involved in employment in Malaysia, because we know women are the backbone of the country. That's why gender is a must in the world right now, because we don't want any gender being treated unequally and being discriminated. If we are living in the past century where women have been trained to speak softly and carry a lipstick, those days are already over. Right now, their kind of behavior is not necessary anymore because the equality that we want to achieve in the future.
Thank you, Dr. Shamil, for giving a very clear explanation about our topic today. Actually, I kind of touch on appreciate your explanation because it actually opened our mind itself about the true meaning of the gender equality and give a little bit of open-minded about this issue. Next, I would like to forward a second question to our second panel, Dr. Shikin. In your opinion, how can gender inequality will affect everyone, especially to Malaysian, to our society today? Carry on, Doctor.
Okay, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. As all we know, one of the reasons why this issue exists in our world is because of the patriarchy mindset. Patriarchy describes that women are always positioned lower than a man, and its principle that women and men are different. This is because of the formation, the derivation of the roles and seen time before human knew writing and were still hunting. This division of role is supported by the weaker biological factor of women. Women must carry out the household and have affection to maintain the emotional condition of men in public area. Not everyone experiences the inequality in the same way. The situation is worse and often different for people who face more than one type of discrimination. My first example is children. Gender stereotype affect children's sense of self from a young age. A boy receives 8 times more attention in classroom than a girl. Girls receive 11% less pocket money than boy. Okay, sorry. Then children classify job and activities as a specific to boy or girls. Secondly is young people. Gender stereotype affect behavior, study choice, and ambition, and also attitude about relationship. Girls are less likely to take part in organized sport. Girls are also less likely to do like advanced math subject in their final year of school. 1 in 3 Australian women over 15 has experienced physical or violence. Thirdly is the older people. Women retire have half of her superannuation in their saving of men. This affect women financial security, health and well-being. More older women are risk to be homeless than men. Fourthly is trans and gender. Also the diverse people. Trans and gender diverse people may feel forced to hide their gender identity when using the service. For example, when at the school or at work, they are at the greater risk of mental illness, survival and physical abuse, and also social exclusion. And the most affected group that we know that we already talked about is women. Although more women completed their tertiary education, their graduate salary is still lower than men. 1 in every 2 mothers experience discrimination during pregnancy, on parental leave or returning to work. Victorian women do nearly twice as much as unpaid work as men. And also women with disabilities are also more likely to experience family violence and sexual assault. They are more likely to be unemployed and underemployed. They are paid less than men with disabilities and women without disabilities. Aboriginal women experience of gender inequality is made worse by impact of colonization and violent dispossession. They are 11 times more likely to die from family violence than other women. Women from culturally diverse communities experience racism and discrimination on the top gender inequality. And also migrant and refugee women are often in insecure, low paid work or work they are overqualified for. Women with a non-speaking English background can also face barrier to accessing a service and understanding their rights. This Gender inequality also affect everyone, including men. Traditional stereotypes are difficult for many men that live up. They also feel pressure to be a real man, to be physically and emotionally strong, and to be the main income earner. Many workplace that don't offer men extended their parental leave or flexible hours. Men also more likely to drink too much and take unhealthy risks, also engage in violence. They are likely to seek professional help or talk about their problems with a family or their friends. Men are also likely to commit suicide. Back to our moderator.
Thank you, Doctor. Actually, I am quite shocked with your view about what will happen if gender inequality was to be conducted in our country. So next, I want to ask third question to our third panel, which is Miss Nur Shakila. In your opinion, what is the effect of gender equality towards our society? Carry on, Miss.
Thank you to our moderator. As everyone has been know that gender equality means that all gender are free to pursue whatever career, lifestyle choice, and abilities they want without discrimination. Their right opportunities, and access to society are not different based on their gender. In my opinion, and based on a few research that I has been through, the benefit of gender equality to a society is gender equality give everyone equal opportunities, foster foster peace, and good for marginalized racial group. Firstly, gender equality gives everyone equal opportunities. Education is the key to equal opportunities. In today's world, more boys than girls are educated. According to UNICEF, around 1 in 4 girls between 15 to 19 years old don't have a job and not getting an education or training. For boy, then ratio in 1 in 10. Right from the beginning, they give boy better opportunities than girl. Without many options, the girl often forced into marriage or human trafficking. It is also much harder to live dangerous relationship and situation without education to fall back on. When gender equality starts with education, everyone has the opportunity to improve their life. Secondly, gender equality foster peace. Violence disrupts society at every level. Gender inequality in the source of a lot of violence, including human trafficking and a lack of legal protection for abused women. Improving equality for a girl and woman can reduce the amount of violence and provide security for those who are vulnerable. Research also show that gender equality is a better indicator of a country likelihood to deploy military force than in GDP. As a gender equality improve, a country peace improve. In turn, this is important for gender equality because war disproportionately affect women. Lastly, gender equality is good for marginalized racial group. Gender-based discrimination has a close relationship with racial discrimination. In most places, women belonging to marginalized racial group are treated less equal than other women. The gender pay gap is a prime example. In the United States, Asian and Caucasian, women earn more than Hispanic, Black, and Native women. Native women. White women are also more likely to get a better healthcare and better job opportunities. That's why gender equality must be intersectional. This requires an acknowledgement of different experience, identities, and the unique discrimination women face. Striving for intersectional gender equality can help reduce racial discrimination and inequality wherever it's found. That's all for me. Back to our moderator.
Thank you, Miss Shakila, for your opinion. Actually, I am glad to hear your opinion because first of all, I was quite a bit scared with Dr. Shikin's opinion about inequality if we conduct it. And I was quite happy also, from hearing Ms. Shakila's explanation, if we conduct equality of gender in our nation. So I want to ask another question for our second panel, Dr. Shikin. In your opinion, how can we as individuals could promote gender equality, especially among our society in nowadays? Please, Doctor.
Okay, we can promote the gender equality in our society in our daily life. First of all, we can share the household and chores and also the childcare equality. Household chores and children's care are very adults' responsibility. Ask yourself if there is an equal division about the labor in your house, in your own home. The work of caring for children is still done mainly by women much of in the world. And then secondly is support the mother and parents. Those responsibilities of children and teen need support in every society, like offering the bus seat to a pregnant woman, advocating the installation of a children changing room in all the bathroom in the shopping center. And then thirdly, as a human being, also should listen to and reflect. One of the main obstacle to eliminating the prejudice is the how people have difficulty recognizing that it really exists. Research has already proven that we are reproduct stereotype and pre-existing nation on many topics, including gender and race. We all have them even in our own country. The important thing is to be aware of our sexist and assumptions, and to try to pay attention to your assumption and know that none of us is immune to making a bigoted comments and holding based attitude. When someone points out something problematic in your own speech, listen and reflect on it. As an additional, I would like to add some of the way to promote an equality for women in business. As an employee, we should ask to be paid and have our own demand to same salary for equal work. For every dollar that a man receive, a woman earn an average 70 to 90 cents according to the United Nations data. Therefore, this is important to observe and support companies that pay the same salary, benefit and bonuses to employees who are equivalent position. Last but not least, sexual harassment and racism should be zero tolerance. Employee must have a safe channel to report bullying and sexual harassment and racism without being exposed or dismissed. Proven case should be punished. This is should be encouraged to have a safe environment to have work for everyone, including men. Back to our moderator.
Thank you, Dr. Shikin, for giving a method and reasonable steps on how to promote gender equality in our society. I hope our netizen will take note and will keep going this point of view so that we can achieve something greater in future. So I would like to ask our first panel, which is Dr. Shamil, about, in your opinion, with our current society situation, how can we as Malaysians achieve the sustainable development goals by the year of 2030? Carry on, Doctor.
So before I started to answer the question that we asked by the moderator, I want to point out the patriarchy that has been mentioned by the Dr. Shikin Law. So this is the first time I've been here about the patriarchy, and it's a lot of information for me. So I already know that that thing is the reason why the world is been shackling by the gender equality. So to answer the question by the moderator, so it asked me about the SDG. So actually, what's the SDG? SDG is the Sustainable Development Goals. The purpose of implementing this goal is to reduce poverty, reduce inequality, and protect the planet by 2030. The 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development (SDD) adopted by the United Nations in 2015 by member states provides a blueprint for a peace and prosperity in the future for human beings and the planet, where this SDG contains 17 goals to be achieved by 2030, and the fifth goal is the goal of achieving gender equality right. So if you look at the gender situation in the world now, it's at a rather radical because many movements have been established to get gender equality. For example, a movement in Malaysia that has been established as a result of a movement to demand radical gender equality in the United States called Sis in Islam, who have demanded to be given the right to undress in the public like men. And they also demanded to be given the right to the Friday prayers and to be imam to the prayers congregation. So for us to achieve good gender equality in Malaysia by 2030, in line with the goal SDG, some things need to be done to give awareness to women what right they should get and what right they should not get. Because we need to realize that Malaysia is an Islamic state of, so every claim that is raised must be assessed first whether it violates or not with Islamic law. So when these people have been provided with the knowledge of gender equality, they will know more about gender equality, what they can get and what they should not get. So because to achieve something, in the first layer, everyone need to know awareness is the most important thing, because without awareness, you present whatever kind of effort, in the end it will only be useless things because you do not give awareness first to them. Because in Malaysia, according to Ali Abdullah, who is the author of a book entitled Gender Discrimination and Its Impact on the Country, which has narrated now that many women as well as men lack knowledge about gender equality, and the average of those who know about the thing. So listen to my advice to all of you. Every gender in this world has their respective right and desire. So remember, never and never think of oppressing any gender, because ultimately we need each other to succeed. Gender equality is not something we should have to fight for. It should have always been. That's all.
Thank you, Doctor, for your honest opinion. And actually, I am speechless. I don't know what to say. It is really reasonable, matured, and actually, I never think of it as long as I'm alive for 21 years. And so, thank you, Doctor. That's all I can say because I don't know what to say anymore. And last but not least, I would like to ask our last panel, which is Miss Nur Shakila, to conclude our forum today. Thank you, Miss.
Thank you, Zuhair, to give me opportunity to conclude this forum today. Gender equality is good for everyone. Children, women, and men benefit from the gender equality. It also addresses racial discrimination and improve business and the economy, where it will be some time before gender equality is a reality around the world. We have made enough progress to see its benefit in action. The goal now is to keep promoting gender equality while replacing all systems based on discrimination and outdated mindset. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Shakila, for your conclusion today. So I hope from our forum today, our netizen could take a few points of view from our forum so that we can achieve more gender equality by the year of 2020. But before we end our forum today, I would like to end it with a word from my seniors, especially in our group. So what he told me is that career have no genders, but genders have equal right. Don't let genders be measure of their potential and drop the gender mask. Each and every human is equal and must always be treated equally. So gender equality is something that we should conduct in our country, especially during nowadays, because we should leave the barbarican way of the pastime because it's not reasonable to use it in our lifetime during now. So I think that's all for our forum today. Thank you, and we will see each other again in future. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.